Alright guys, so this video is about Blitz and how I managed to get to rank 17 and rank 36 in the latest two gate piece of Blitzes. I'm hoping to give you some advice on how to build your teams and how to manage your rotations in a way that you can improve your blitzing in the near future. And if you find this video useful, informative, please like and subscribe, you know the deal, but let's blitz right into it. Alright, first of all I want to issue a bit of a warning. I've seen a lot of videos and infographics of people just printing out their teams and offering those as an easy to swallow pills and solutions on how to build your teams. I find that a bit problematic in a sense that we all have our unique rosters and unique power levels, and I don't feel like there's any fit for all type of solution for blitz team building. So to me, it's more important that you understand the basics of how to build your teams, and that will hopefully help you to get the maximum benefit out of your roster. Alright, so about some theory crafting about blitzing. Um, about team buildings, you need to understand some basics. There are synergy teams, there are carry characters, there are trash characters. You need to think about power levels and a bit of positioning as well. And about the team building, I'm going to show you my teams and trying to shortly explain why I built my teams the way I built them, and shortly because I tried to make this video before and it ended up being almost an hour-long video, so I'm gonna be trying to keep this shorter than that. Alright, so here's one synergy team that I use in Blitz. Nothing crazy going on here. And as you will notice, I have built my teams in a way that, or set up my teams in a way that my lowest power level team is number 38, and they go in power level up until I get to rank 1, which is my highest power level. Alright, so Hydra, nothing crazy going on in here. Next one is my big Greed team. Used to have Minerva instead of Ultron, but since the team seemed to be taking more losses, I decided to put a carry character, which is Ultron, in this team, and nowadays they are really good. Here's an synergy team. The power armor, I don't feel like you should be breaking this team up. They work well occasionally together, so yeah, keep them together, just choose your matchups wisely. Next one is Wave 1 Avengers. This is a mix and match team where you have a lot of options to use. In my case, I've used Thor in here. Thor is sort of carrying the team as well. He is a bit higher than anyone else, so he can definitely carry the team. I have also Vision in here, but yeah, Vision doesn't have a home, so he just went in this team. It's an okay-ish team. It's not super reliable, but not the worst either. Brotherhood 2.0 is definitely a synergy team. Nothing crazy going on here. We have the Hand Mystics paired up with a carry, which is Deathpool. So trash team with a carry character over here with a small synergy together. Nothing crazy going on here. And Deathpool in the middle because he can take the hit and heal and everything. We have Sinister Six here with Phoenix, and Phoenix is definitely the carry in this team. They used to have a 5th Sinister Six member, but since they started to take losses, I decided to put a carry in this team, and now it works really well. We have the Young Avengers. I'm keeping them together because they are synergy team and they work well together, and I haven't found much use with them on any other team. Nothing crazy going on here either. Alright, we have Green Minions with Silver Surfer, and again a trash team with a big ass carry, and the carry in the middle because he can take the damage, he can heal up, and he will just roll over almost any team, so yeah. Trash with carry. Pair made in heaven. Synergy team, definitely. I don't feel like this is a good team to be breaking up, but have your Ghost have your yellow jacket higher than the rest and it will work fine. Just choose your matchups wisely. Fantastic Four, synergy team again. I think definitely use your She-Hulk here instead of Namor because she actually has some synergy with the team. Invisible Woman is the most important character. Human Torch, those are the ones that you should be having high. The rest doesn't really matter. Unreliable team, not the best, but not the worst either. AIM, my pride and joy from ages past. They work really well together. They are super reliable blitz team, but I have my Graviton and my Scientist Supreme quite high, so that's the reason. And I definitely value Researcher here more than Monstrosity, just because these guys are just out healing everyone. So they can win by out healing. You don't want to play that manually, but you definitely want to play that with a sim. Alright, next one, Mercs. This is my worst team at the moment. Worst team in a sense that they cause me the most losses. And I already found a solution for this, but I haven't had the time to make the switch. I'm going to be switching up my Merc Sniper with Killmonger. Killmonger will be bringing something like 40k more power in the DPS, so that will definitely lift up this team. And yeah, Taskmaster as the highest, then your damage dealers, then your Merc Lieutenant, and lastly your Merc Riot Guard. Zemo Hydra, nothing crazy going on here. Namor as the 5th. If your Zemo is a lot higher than the rest, the team will always win. Definitely super reliable, but the closer that your other characters get to Zemo, the tougher it is for this team to win. Another case of trash team pair up with a carry. In this case, the carry and the trash have some synergy together, not much, but at least something. At least if I remember right. If I don't, please bash me in the comments. Nothing crazy going on here. Alright, then we have the Cloak and Dagger combo with just trash. They are so powerful together that, yeah, you can just pair them up with anything and they will just win. Just make sure that the trash are not in equal level as these guys, because you want to pair up your power couples and your carry characters with lower level tunes to make sure that they win. Alright, here's the leftovers of my Asgardian team. My Thor is in Wave 1 Avengers and my Captain Marvel is replacing Thor. If I had the chance to go back in time and do something else, something in a different way, I would say that your Hela and your Captain Marvel in this team should be the highest in power, and then Loki. So I would switch the power of Loki and Captain Marvel if I had the chance, but since I cannot go back in time and I don't want to build up my Captain Marvel, this is just how it goes. This is a burst team. Usually it's really good when you have a good target in the middle and they just usually just roll over most teams. Alright, Eternals, nothing crazy going on in here. They are the best characters in the game and they carry anyone. And it's a good idea to have at least one super low character in this team, because the power level of the enemy team will mirror the power level of this team. As you can see over here when I find an opponent. As you can see, the Scarlet Spider on the enemy side is super low. That's because our Hand Blade Master is super low. And for this reason, when Icarus goes and does his first hit, he will kill someone and do a double hit and he will just win. So yeah, super easy, super reliable, never loses. Here's my other Sinister 6 team with the chargeable Sinister 6 members, Rhino and Justin 5th. It doesn't matter who they are. If your Doc Ock is highest, perfect. Chargeable characters next, and the two other characters doesn't really matter. Alright, here's my Skilitary. Nothing crazy going on here. Have your Red Guardian in the side. Have your Punisher as big as you can compared to the rest of them, and you will do fine. Inhumans, I would say keep these guys together. They don't really offer much in other teams, and they are not that powerful that you want to bring any trash characters in here as well, so I think it's best just to use them together. Alright, about a little more about this. Have your Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Crystal be the highest, and Karnak and Quake the lowest, like in here. Alright, next one. My X-Force. My X-Force was definitely lacking. They were taking losses and I needed to just do something. And I just introduced a carry into this team, and the carry in this case is Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is a super powerful character, and definitely when he is so much higher than the rest, he will just carry this team. And he will do it like so easily. And Shang-Chi is one of those characters that if the enemy team has low power characters, Shang-Chi will just, he will just roll over them without any problems. So if I would have my other X-Force characters at the same level as Shang-Chi, this would be definitely not a sure to win team, but with these power levels, it's super easy to win. Alright, next one. Here's my chargeable X-Men team. So, yeah, I think you understand the mechanics. Magic bringing up charges, Beast helping Storm get charges, Colossus just keeping a team alive by taunting, and Storm and Cyclops just nuking everyone in a second. So yeah, super reliable team. Next one is my Doom team. Doom can carry any trash characters, it doesn't matter which ones. In my case, I just broke up the Wakandans and just put my Doom in there just to make sure that they win. And yeah, I'm gonna be changing this team and switching my Killmonger into Mercs and my Merc Sniper into this team, and I think it's gonna be working fine. Next one is the X Factor. I have my homeless Deadpool in this team. Doesn't matter who you have here. Four of the X Factor team members just carry this team. Have your Longshot and your Shatterstar as the highest members in damage in power level. The rest don't matter. That's it. Super easy. Shadowlands, yeah, definitely use these guys together. They don't offer too much in other teams, so having them together is the best way. White Tiger is definitely the most important one. Then Night Nurse, then Moon Knight. Daredevil and Elektra doesn't really matter. Have your Elektra in the middle because she can go to stealth and it doesn't matter if she dies. Ravagers together, yeah, they just work really well together. I think you should be breaking them up if you have T'Challa. If you don't have T'Challa, then use a powerful character instead of him. It doesn't need to be a carry, but a powerful character, and they will work fine. Here's my defenders / heroes for hire, and since I have my Shang-Chi in another team, I just brought Jessica Jones back in this team. They have sort of two team synergies, so they are working really fine. It's a reliable team, but you need to choose your matchup a bit more wisely. Jessica Jones in the middle because it doesn't matter if she dies. Here we have the old Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Gamora and Nebula are carry characters that a power couple much in the same way as in Cloak and Dagger. That together they can bring up almost any team. Guardians by themselves are trash, so this is a good pair because they have some synergy together, and yeah, that's it. And having your Gamora in the middle is a good idea because Gamora is beefy, or at least she should be beefy compared to the rest of the team. She has a natural revive, and paired up with a Groot and Rocket, when Groot has a taunt, they will do a bit less damage on Gamora, and that, yeah, they are wasting attacks on Gamora, so that's a good idea. Next one is the rest of the Infinity Watch paired up with trash, in this case Drax and M'Baku. It doesn't matter which ones you use here, the Infinity Watch new characters just roll over almost anything. Super reliable. Here's the sort of neoclassical Marauders. Since Sabretooth got the rework for Weapon X, he's actually quite powerful and definitely lifts up the Marauders team. They sort of went out of favor for a time and they were a bit unreliable, but since Sabretooth got his rework, they are now working fine again. So yeah, that's it. Here's the Dark Hunters. I paired them up with Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has some synergy with the old supernatural characters, so that's why she's here. Doesn't really matter though, because the four of them are so powerful together that they just roll over almost anything. And once you get your Morbius, of course, you should be putting Morbius in here, I think, at least. You might get a 2-team out of them, but I don't think we have enough characters to make another team yet. I think we have 2 extra characters at the moment, so we need to wait a bit more to get another team. But at the moment, I would say Dark Hunters together. Alright, so here we have our Secret Avengers. Secret Avengers paired up with Fury and Shield Trooper. They have some synergy together. These guys are so powerful that I think you can split them apart in 2 different teams if you want to, if you need to. In my case, I don't need to, I don't want to, so I just kept them simple and together. Alright. Black Order is forced synergy, in a sense that you cannot take anyone out of this team. So keep them together because they don't work separately. Nothing crazy going on in there. Everyone knows that. Here we have our X-Men team. X-Men, I think. Yeah, that's better. And I paired them up with Psylocke instead of Beast. Because Beast is helping the chargeable X-Men team. So I brought Psylocke in here. Psylocke helps the team because we lost the cleanse from Beast, so at least she can cleanse something. And other than that, this team is so powerful together that it doesn't really matter who you have as the 5th. Symbiote, synergy team definitely, not forced in a way that, for example, the Black Order, but I feel like they don't really offer anything separately. The only character that you can use somewhere else is Symbiote Spider-Man, and Symbiote Spider-Man is the bread and butter of this team, so you don't want to separate them. So that's it. Keep them together. Simple enough. Here we have our Weapon X without Sabretooth. And yeah, we don't need Sabretooth in here, so I just use my Sabretooth in Marauders to lift that team up. And we're going to use anyone as the 5th in here. And because they're so powerful together, you can just put the highest power level homeless character in this team, because yeah, you don't need the TCP advantage in a sense that putting like a really low level toon in here would help the team. It doesn't matter. Those guys just roll over anything. Alright, and the last but not the least are my Web Warriors. And definitely, if you don't have all of these characters, you can mix and match with between these guys and the Young Avengers. But since I have both of them, I think I'm just using them together like this, like full teams, and I think it's the best way. Alright, a bit about the rotations. So what I do is, when a new blitz starts, I always go from my lowest team into my highest team. And once I hit 8.3, then I start going from my highest team until into my lowest team. And once I drop or lose a match and drop to 8.0, then I just go to my lowest available team and check if I have sure to win matchups. And if I have a matchup, for example, none of these teams are ones that I would be fighting against, because these are sort of dangerous. So I would be looking for a next, let's say something over here, and I would find one team that I can for sure win. It would be this one. I would be just going for this one and just win that match. And once you get to 8.1, then you can risk a bit more and take again your lowest team and see if you can win some of them. And if you feel like you can win them, you can fight them until you get to 8.3. And once you get to 8.3, you can go back to your highest possible team and try to find the highest possible matchup that you can win that gives you the most points. Alright, one small tweak in your rotation that you can use in some situations could be this one. So you can find a matchup. Let's see, for example, with my Black Order. And for example, here we have this weird non-synergy team. Again, same thing over here. And the last one is X Factor plus Kessel. But let's say, for example, if this team was all hand, and they would give me 105,000 points, I would definitely try to find the same matchup with a lower level team, with a team that I can certainly win that matchup. Let's say this is the one, and fight it with this team instead, just because I can get the same amount of points with a lower team, and then I can go back to my Black Order and find another team that I can win. Maybe something that I can get more points with. And this can also be sort of a way to reset your fights. In a sense that if you take your highest level team and for some reason there's only like 3 low level teams that don't give you enough points, then you can go to a bit lower team, a bit less power level, and take the fight, for example like this, and then you can find new opponents for the Web Warriors. Like for example in here now we have one team that has 108,000, almost 109,000. Now we can fight this one and get even more points. But this is sort of a tweaking sort of a thing. So if you're like looking for the maximum amount of points and you're ready to spend time, then you can do this. But usually I just climb my way up to 8.3, then I take my highest team and fight until I lose a match, then I go to my lowest team and climb back up to 8.3, then go again back to my highest team and work my way down, and do this rotation every 2 hours, have my alarm going up, and try to do all the 8 rotations a day, and that's all you can basically do. And there's one other thing that I'm not sure if everyone knows, but I'm going to tell you now it anyways. So when you have used all your 8 attacks of the day, or you're in a situation that you cannot do your full 8 attacks, but you're in a situation where you want to use your charges, the most intuitive way would be just use your highest level team to get the most points with your charges. But that is not the case. You should never use your full teams to use your blitz charges. You should always press the change team and use your 5 highest characters and try to mix and match them up in a way that if you know that you're going to be using multiple teams, that you have some synergy between them if you can. For example, if you're going hard again on a blitz and you have, let's say, 500 charges, and you're about to spend some of those charges in a day one, of course, never use more than the 25 charges for a team, but you can use that 3 times. So you should pick the most powerful characters that you can to use those 75 charges. In my case, I would do something like this: Dr. Octopus, Silver Surfer. Let's say I'm just using my highest characters that I know that I'm not going to be using in a high level team. Then I would be putting, let's say, Ghost Rider, Doom, and these guys I can use in full teams. So I'm going to be checking out for a character that I won't be using in a full team. Let's say that's, okay, let's say Elsa Bloodstone. I would use this team to use the 25 charges 3 times, and when they go to the 50 charges, I wouldn't be using them anymore. And once I've done that, then I would just check which would be my second team, and I would most likely just change into a full Weapon X team. This is super powerful, almost 900,000. I would use this one, Then I'm checking that I have a lot of high level Infinity Watch teams, so I would be going to my Infinity Watch team and use this team 3 times. And after that I would be, let's check again. So we have Captain America and Kestrel unused, so we are making a Secret Avengers Kestrel team. So let's take those guys. Alright, and there's Saran, and I'm not using, I don't think I will be using my heroes for high round, so I'm using my Shang-Chi over here. I'm using these guys 3 times, and after that I see, okay, we're not using Eternals yet, so let's use Eternals. So I'm putting my Eternals here, and what else? Something that pairs up well with Eternals and has the highest possible level. So yeah, let's put in Deathpool, and most likely we're going to be using, let's say, Cloak and Dagger. And that's your another team to use your 75 charges, and so on. But never use like your setup teams unless you know that those are the highest possible teams that you can use. For example, I would use my Web Warriors at some point, but they are not the highest level team, so I'd be using those mix and match teams until I get to a point where I cannot find a team that is more than 853,000. And at that point I would be changing this team and use these guys. So be aware that you're not using your synergy characters, your team characters in those mix and match. Because I know my Dr. Octopus, I'm not going to be using my Dr. Octopus team, the Sinister Six. Of course I'm not going to use them because they're so low level. So I can use these Silver Surfers and Dooms, which don't have a good team of their own, a high level team of their own. So I can use these guys as a separate team to get a 961,000 team, and this is super easy win. So yeah, that's how you maximize your usage of your charges. And I don't feel like anyone should be using cores, even though you're going hard for those blitzes. It's a bad idea to use those cores for it. Just gather your blitz charges, try to get that 500 charge before important blitz starts, and use, let's say, 200 or 300 blitz charges a day during that blitz. You will get some more during the event, during the blitz days. So about 200, 300 a day is a good way to use and maximize your points. But make sure that you use all of your 8 attacks every day. Alright, that was a long one, but if you lasted this long, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this video useful and informative. And if you did, please like and subscribe and help me make more of these videos. And I hope to see you on the next one. Alright, bye!